Welcome everyone to tonight's powerhouse showdown of Demacia Division's top contenders. We have men's women's Torment versus Amber O2. Currently, men's women's Torment is sitting at 7-1 at the top, with Amber O2 trailing right behind at 6-2. So this has major implications for playoff standings. Now, hosting tonight, we have Shadow 2097. I am Bucci Boy 989, streaming from my mom's basement to yours. And with me is the pilot of my dreams, Delta Terra. How are we all doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic.
Awesome.
And just looking at these two teams, definitely playoff implications and possibly even final implications. This could be the preview to the Demacian playoff finals, if anything.
Oh, that would be exciting to get a brief glimmer of what these teams are going to look like. Now, what are we going to be looking at for these teams kind of coming into this first game of pick and bans?
Well, looking at the first glance here, these two teams, they might be both at the very top here, but they play very different play styles, at least towards the draft. It looks like men's, women's Torment tend to be able to roll swap. It seems like their top mid and ADC has been able to roll swap throughout this whole entire season, while it seems like Amber O2 is very standard when it comes to their draft. Seems to be like their roles tend to play what they are comfortable with.
Awesome. Now that roll swap gives those teams a lot of flexibility. Now, if you had to pick three champions first round draft phase for Amber O2 to ban out, what would you kind of throw at men's women's Torment?
That's really, really hard. It looks like looking at their picks and bans for the past several weeks now, men's women's tournament has played everything from Scion to Jack's top. Their ADC could play Heimerdinger and Xerath bot lane. Their mid laner can play anything from Corki to Fizz. It's really hard to band this out, actually.
And with these teams, with the flexibility of their champions, that kind of adds to that. So on the side of Amber O2, we have Attacks Gamer in the top lane, Orf coming in the jungle, Causeway in mid lane, Zaralon and Animal in the bot lane. So a lot coming out from that side of the rift. Now, kind of flipping on to the red side here, what about men's women Torment? What would you kick back to Amber O2 for those first three bans?
Definitely just taking out Leona. It seems like the support laner or support for Amber O2 tends to play a lot of Nautilus and Leona, and she's already played 3 games of Leona, so definitely take that out. The top lane seems to be a very tank centric top laner, so very easily take out either the Poppy, Shen, possibly a Scion if you really want to. It seems like their jungler is a very damage heavy jungler, anything from Kayn to Graves, Rek'Sai. So you're expecting damage from the jungle.
All right. And on the side of men's women's Torment, we're looking at Bob out there in the top lane with a lot of numbers after his name. We got hips, a lot of S's there. We got I'm sensing a theme with the team here. We got Jugrim Harswalf. I'm gonna mess up that a bunch. We got Oba is my waifu. Well, you know what? My waifu would be jealous. And then we got Tim Yim 127653967. Sir, I think you need a name change. You know, sponsored maybe by Bucci, but we'll see what we can do about that. So once we are ready, looks like we're actually getting a lot of the ready spam in the chat here. We should be moving to draft, pick and ban here. So let's get right into it.
All right. So Amber O2 is definitely getting the first pick and the first ban, and they do ban Jax. Now, this does take away a carry potential from the top lane of men's and women's Torment. And men's and women's Torment replies with a Katarina, which is an okay pick, or a okay ban, excuse me, against Amber O2. The mid laner is somewhat proficient and would seem to be assassins.
And Katarina going right there off that causeway. You know, we're not going to give him a comfort pick there.
Heimerdinger is taken off. That actually is a Heimerdinger pick for the bot lane, maybe, or was it the ADC player going mid? So I'm not too sure about that one.
And it's really hard. I honestly haven't seen Heimerdinger in the bot lane in quite some time. And there, you called it right there, right on the money, taking out that Leona. So these teams just kind of hitting comfort picks here for the most part. With the Katarina, probably one of the highest played champions on that Causeway side.
Actually, it's Cassiopeia, but Katarina does tend to snowball a bit better than Cassiopeia, so I understand that ban. Aatrox ban. Okay, that's random.
And that's And sometimes going into these first rounds of pick and bans, you just kind of want to take away what plays really well into what you are looking to bring. Because
I would disagree with the Aatrox ban because he did get gutted this past patch, reducing his healing, I believe, or his damage to minions to 40% now. It's
yeah,
really bad
it,
for his
it
sustain.
makes it really hard for people to push those lanes. So you know,
Exactly.
and
Akali and Pantheon.
and
It's already
sometimes it's a disrespect ban. You never know. So we got teams are flying through the pick ban phase here. So talk me through that Akali Xerath on the side of the men's women's Torment.
So that's Zerf. We'll go to the ADC of men's women's Torment. And Akali, I believe, is going to be mid lane.
Now the men's women's Torment is setting themselves up for a lot of magic damage. So really magic damage heavy. You might see Ambro 2 try to bring out the Galio, and maybe that's probably what I would start leaning toward. But we got Zyra Rakan locked in on the side of Ambro 2.
Actually, I was looking through the match history. It looks like Akali's could be top lane, and Zerf might be the mid lane here, while the Varus goes ADC. That is, like I said, men's women Torment, very hard to predict on who goes where because each player seems to be proficient in at least another role.
And I like the Varus pick here because it locks down that Rakan engagement. Just sending out that ultimate from Varus just stops his all in, gives you time to peel, maybe for Akali get into the back line so that your whole entire team isn't chain CC'd from the Rakan.
Yep,
So
and there's the Shanna taken away from Amber 02. The Amber 02 does pick the Lovers dual bot lane. So I'm expecting some very strong level 1, level 2 synergies from the birds. Maybe possibly to kill the Varus at level 2.
And what I'm looking for right here, I want to see Amber O2 really limit the jungle, or not the jungle. I want to see them limit, well, jungle too wouldn't be bad to limit because they haven't picked it yet, or limit the top lane.
Right? Well,
Or support, sorry, support. I'm in all sorts of left and right field today. So I want to see them limit the jungle and support picks. Mundo ban coming out.
Yep,
Which
the Mundo ban, possibly a Mundo jungle ban. Mundo is better in the jungle just to the fact that you aren't countered by executioners most of the time in jungle. Other junglers don't tend to buy executioners as their first item against you. And the Garen is taken away from Ember 02. I do not believe Garen has been played by them yet, so it might be a pocket pick for the top laner has been taken away from them.
They might be looking at Renekton top on the side of men women's Torment. So because I know Garen into Renekton can be a little bit of a headache, as is the Shen, but they're locking in the Camille. So we might be seeing that Xerath junk or support, which would be a really interesting flex going into a Zyra Rakan.
Right, but that Camille could also be a jungle Camille. Not necessarily the best jungle now because of her nerfs that on her E doesn't do that much damage to monsters anymore, but she is a very capable ganker nevertheless.
Yeah, so and there's a Malzahar pick here.
He's just saying, yeah, that Malzahar pick just says, no, Kali, you're not moving anywhere. You're not doing fancy staying here while my team kills you.
Which means Pantheon is going to be flexed either to the jungle or top lane. I'm guessing top lane, but with Pantheon getting the recent buff to his W doing more damage, coming out of the jungle with the empowered W is actually going to line up for a really strong gank.
Yeah, and we're seeing the last pick for Ember 02. This will solidify their team. Oh, actually?
And we got a Malphite.
Right. Okay, so Malphite and Pantheon can both go top and jungle. Both of them can.
I'm leaning more toward the Pantheon jungle just with how his recent changes in the clear speed, your Q damage on the Raptors really can clear it out. And then we have a Zed locked in. So we have a really good combination.
So I expected the Camille jungle because it seems like Camille, the top laner for men's woman, does not play Camille out of all the champions on his list. He does not play Camille, but he does play Akali.
And a shout out there to Shadow dropping some knowledge here in the chat. So the reason why the Camille nerf wasn't the damage, it was actually the stun not working on the monsters. That doesn't mean that it takes away your gank potential. It just takes away a little bit of the safety while clearing the jungle.
Yeah, for sure. Camille has a very strong level 2 gank. Basically burn a flash from any laner that she ganks.
All right, good. Giving the teams go and ready while they're doing the draft for real. We're going to be kind of going through this because I really like the setup here from Amber O2. Now, they have the Malphite in the front line tank, the Pantheon and the Rakan to absorb some damage and get some crowd control in with the Xayah safety. And the Malzahar just a point and click lockdown. So I'm really liking the composition against the what men's women Torment brought.
Yeah, definitely. Amber 02 does have a more team fight, let's go comp with Malphite, Pantheon, Malzahar, Rakan just going in and trying to lock down at least one person and burst them down. Men's women Torment seems to be very skirmishy. Seems like Camille, Kali, and Zed all want to skirmish. A little bit of Zeref and Varus in the back lane, or back line, excuse me. Yeah, it's very skirmishy. So they want to get a very rough and tough kind of rumble down in the dirt, fighting in the dirt game, while Amber 02 wants to just relax, farm, get the Xayah ahead, get the Malzahar ahead, get Malphite to level 6, and then just team fight.
Yeah, and Amber O2 on their side, they're definitely playing front to back standard team fighting. Now, men's women Torment here, they really kind of built themselves a challenge because they have a lot of disruption and a lot of people diving into the backline, kind of leaving the Xerath and Varus, kind of leaving their butts flapping in the breeze. So against somebody like Malphite, you want to be a little careful. So they are going to be looking for what you said, skirmishes. They can't take a full-on team fight because Amber O2 is bringing the better team fight altogether.
Of course. Now, I want to see if Malphite takes Predator if he's in the jungle. If he does, his actual ganking before level 6 is not the worst. He does have the opportunity, if he does take Predator, to run up to someone and start smacking them down.
And sometimes you don't have to force a lot to make sure someone's gank is effective. Because with Malzahar's silence, and if you position Malphite correctly and get behind men's women Torment in the mid lane, you can really set up a good gank and force some flashes out, even without having any sort of hard CC.
Of course. Definitely the Malzahar is going to be a little bit of a sore thumb for the men's women's Torment, just having that R ready for anyone that jumps in. QSS will definitely be necessary for Zed, Camille, and Akali. They are all melees, and it'd be very hard for them to actually do anything without being locked up by Malzahar. On the bright side, Malzahar only has one ult, and there's 3 assassins, technically, so... Although I know
3 assassins, but you are playing against a Rakan, so that taunt can really interrupt the Akali and Zed diving into the backline. So this is all going to come down to which team can execute, because both teams hold merit in the strategy that they're looking for. You got Amber 02 with the all-out team fight front to back and just the wave pressure. But then on the side of men's women Torment, you have the chaos element there. You have the chaotic skirmishes. You got a lot of the CC or long range poke from Varus Xerath. So, and then just Camille diving into the backline, isolating a target. So it's all going to be execution. So, and this is really going to be statement games here, starting off with game 1 because of these playoff implications.
So looking at the team itself right now, it looks like the whole entire team for men's women's Torment is completely crazy. The top laner is going jungle, the jungler is going ADC, the mid laner is going support, the ADC is going mid, bottom, the support is going top. It's all over the place. Wait, they're not in order, are they?
They might be a little out of order. I know on the side of Amber 02, we are kind of top to bottom good to go. So
okay. So yeah, Tim Yim is a support, I believe, and he's going jungle.
All right.
And I think, yeah, he is. And then Bob is the top laner. He's going top. That's fine. Yeah, so the ADC, the jungler, it's all over the place. We'll just have to watch the gameplay right now because...
Yeah, and we do have the Akali with teleport instead of the Ignite. Both Akali and Pantheon took the teleport, so they're going to be relying mostly on their kits for kind of the damage. They're not going to be able to take Ignite for an early lane trade, force an early back on the opponent. So this is going to come down to kind of who has the better jungle assist.
Right, and I'm hoping that Camille can get a very successful level 2 gank. That would just snowball the Zed very far ahead of the Malzahar. For the Malzahar, though, I'm interested in what rune CasualEAL is taking, because I'm a very I don't like taking damaging runes on Malzahar. I don't like taking Area Comet. It is not the best for Malzahar. I prefer taking Spellbook because it offers so much more utility than anything else. Most people prefer to take Area, I'll be honest, but I prefer if CasualEAL does take Spellbook. I'll continue to spread that out, that little word out to everyone who plays Malzahar. Please take Spellbook. It does offer so much more than just a little bit of poke here and there.
Just querying chat here, which would you prefer? I mean, honestly, runes entirely kind of, in my opinion, kind of come down to how do you prefer to play? Because you have some people taking, kleptomancy karma top lane, and as effective as that is, it doesn't take away from the fact that you could just as easily go airy top lane or execute top lane or dark harvest. And that's one of the kind of positives I definitely give to Riot from this season is revamping that mastery system, giving us something that, I mean, not at first, but now we can kind of take what we prefer to play with. So you taking Malzahar with Spellbook mid lane, while it's not exactly probably, the majority of Malzahar players, it's not going to stop someone from taking. Now, talk me through these teams, though. Which lane are you going to prioritize on the side of men's women Torment?
Definitely the top lane. It looks like Pantheon is opting out for the Ignite top. So
Oh, he
that
did switch.
definitely meaning that he
Okay.
is very vulnerable to a gank.
He is vulnerable. So that's what you're going to say for them to focus, especially with the Camille coming in over the wall. You can take some really tricky gank paths there. So focus on top lane, get that Akali and Camille kind of started, because Camille with an early kill can really snowball out of control. Now, what about on the side of the Amber O2? Where are you going to focus on that side?
I'll be honest, it's very hard to choose. Malzahar just wants to farm against Zed. Malzahar is extremely safe. Pantheon, probably the top lane once more. Pantheon needs to get a good lead against Akali so he can start snowballing against her. Akali does scale better than Pantheon, believe it or not. So,
And Pantheon
Mal-
still does have that late game drop off in his kit where he just becomes kind of a stun bot and then absorb with the shield.
yeah,
So
he's not as bad as he used to be before the rework, but he still struggles in late game.
yeah.
It isn't bad against two assassins and a very squishy bruiser, but he will struggle in the late game if he does not get a good lead. We're
All
about to
right.
jump right into
So
it.
we're loading here now that we get to see kind of what those masteries bring. Now, one thing about Malzahar into Zed, if Zed does get rolling, Malzahar is not going to have a really good time, even with the benefits of kind of throwing your E on minions and just kind of letting them auto push. So you really have to be careful there that you don't give that Zed any ground to take advantage, because he did take Ignite mid.
That's true. And it looks like, unfortunately, Amber O2's bot lane is already losing synergy. It looks like Zyricon are using two different skin lines. That is not how it works in the bot lane.
And you beat me to the Bucci showdown here of the skin face-off. So I really do like the synergy here that the Zyricon have. They are bringing the Lovers Duo combo. Kind of. The Star Guardian kind of fits into that theme a little bit. But that being said, I have to give it to Men's Women Torment with the amount of skins and just what we're looking at with SKT and Samsung Galaxy or Samsung White Camille. So that's my 2 cents on it. Skin it to win it, boys and girls. Skin it to
Okay.
win it.
So we might have to change the scoreboard a little bit because it's going to be very wonky what it looks like right now.
Just a little out of sorts here. So, and we're just waiting for everybody to load in. Now, are you expecting any early level, cheeky level ones, or pretty standard across the board line of defense on both sides?
Well, I know Rakan usually starts W level 1, so there might be something funny happening, but I really
And that's if you go aggressive, you want to start that W on the Rakan, probably Q just for lane harass,
right.
and just a little bit of heal utility. So we are seeing a line of scrimmage coming out across at least the bot side from both teams. Xerath getting
Yeah, it
himself
looks like
into the pixel bush, starting W. So no hard CC. So they're not looking for any interesting gank paths. Camille starting with the vault over the wall. So that could really set up some interesting paths. So
Now I'm interested in what the Camille's gang path is at level 2. She should be starting red. She's okay. It's okay if she starts blue, but it's better if she takes red and then gank at level 2. That allows her to have a lot more pressure than the Malphite does. Malphite just has to wait till level 6.
and sometimes it's about matching your jungle opponent, because if you match Malphite on where you're starting and you're matching him camp for camp, eventually when he goes for that scuttle crab, you hurt a lot more than Malphite does at earlier levels. So that kind of gives you that advantage in the trade on the 1v1. Now they can quickly become 2v2s or 3v3s on either respective side, but starting bot side does give you the better leash.
Right, and they looks like Malphite is going for the red buff. Camille is doing the blue buff, with a better leash, of course, but less ganking potential at level 2.
So we'll see if the Camille can kind of catch Malphite out in the jungle and get ahead early. So we'll see. Actually, Camille is pathing through the jungle here. Maybe going to try and get behind or go straight to... Oh, she's going to go straight to the Malphite, going in for the aggressive vault over the wall. She's trading 1-for-1. Oh, no. Is it going to turn back? You got both junglers smiting. Who got the camp here? Doesn't matter because nobody has flash. This is going to be an early kill. First blood and blue buff going over to Malzahar.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Malzahar up at level 2. I am so sorry for the Zed right now.
Oh, man. That is...
That's unfortunate. Camille did have the right idea to go gank, quotation marks, a Malphite at level 2. But it seems like she didn't realize that Malphite was already higher HP, and he had a Malzahar waiting in his arms, ready just to take out that Camille 1-2 autos.
Well, hitting that Malphite, the most of his damage is going to be magic, so the shield that you get is not going to be helpful against those Raptors. Now, you got Akali trading really well top lane.
Wow, that damage on Akali is pretty insane, actually.
Yeah. Now, remember what we talked about. Both of these teams, it comes down to execution. So we'll see. Hopefully, they're able to kind of... Men's Women Torment is able to kind of calm it down a little bit and get this Malzahar back under control. Because first blood on him is not good with blue buff this early.
No, he's going to have an early lost chapter. He has a blue buff. He doesn't have to go back.
Oh, and we have Camille going to be just missing out Malphite on the Scryer's Bloom. But Akali does find Pantheon. A good trade, good gank here. Caught out the Pantheon. Good CC and everything over the wall.
Fortunate. Malphite was caught out at low HP doing Gromp and
had to back off.
Yeah, he had to back off, and Pantheon paid his life for defending his jungler.
So Camille and Akali doing a really good job. Akali pushing that lane, keeping the pressure up so that they can invade there. Good game plan there from Men's Women Torment. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, and looking at the bot lane, there has not been that much in the bot lane, but because of just a little bit of the Xerath poke is keeping the Zyrakan at bay. Zveris is getting a little bit of a CS lead right now.
Yeah, and that's one win condition there, is getting those two ahead enough to where they can just kind of steamroll and take control of that lane and pressure elsewhere.
So it seems like it's just a very heavy poke lane for the Zyrakan right now, unfortunately.
Now, Ward there was able to spot out the Camille trying to go for a lane gank, so probably just going to kill this Scuttle and move on. All right, so just kind of a standard game here, just push and reset from both teams.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like Malzahar did get biscuits, so we should be in lane fine for now.
And he has not gone back to buy. He's sitting 1,200 gold in the inventory right now, so really good poke coming out. Dark Harvest stack there taken from the Xerath.
Wow,
really good job.
Taking extremely low. It looks like this lane has to go back very soon. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. When you have a Xerath bot lane, you have to engage him, but he will poke you out slowly.
Now Malphite is in position. Top lane, Akali going really low against the Pantheon, getting in a lot of the trade. You got Malphite now bot. Akali's going to squeak out with just a sliver of HP. Now
Pantheon does have Ignite. There's a chance that he could have killed her. I think he missed the opportunity to Ignite her right there. So
she was just hiding in the shroud there. Oh, Varus being just one Teemo off on securing that kill.
Oh, that was so close. If that arrow would have just ticked the tip of the feather, she would have been taken down.
Really close there. So a lot of pressure coming out from the Men's Women Torment, despite the fact that Malphite went down there for a gank.
Yeah, Malphite just needs to farm to level 6. He is level 4 right now. He's very close to level 6. But until then, he's not a good champion.
Sometimes the pressure, you can utilize it. It's just right now it's not working because Xayah just got a little bit too low. They could have tried to trade for a little more there, but probably going to be seeing a plate here taken off the bot lane. So not a lot happening.
Yep, just one plate, and then they're going to back off.
One plate back, spend that 1,300 gold that you're sitting on the Varus, get a really good BF sword if you want to go that route, or you can start going toward the Cutlass.
I believe he might be going to Cutlass for Bork.
Yeah, he is going that recurve bow, so
Yep.
really good auto attack and boots. Get yourself in range for those Qs.
It looks like Malzahar is getting the Seeker's Arm Guard first item. Extra safety against the Zed for sure.
And that's kind of the Zed tax there. You gotta go toward that Zhonya's first item, just with how aggressive he is once he hits 6.
I would prefer to get a stopwatch first and maybe an amp tome after. This definitely starts stacking at least.
Yeah, and that's something that could be really beneficial there, is getting that stacked up. Now, we have Zed hitting 6, Malzahar hitting 6, Malphite and Camille are not too far behind.
Right.
So, going to be looking for who hits 6 first and who is able to impact the map.
It's going to be pretty explosive, and I'm looking... The dragon is an air drag, so it isn't the most important drag to take. Maybe Rift Herald would be the where they start fighting.
All right, so give me just 1 second here. I actually have a phone call coming in, but I will be right back.
Hey, no problem. It looks like top lane is having a bit of a fight right now. Akali is pushing Pantheon under turret. Pantheon is struggling against this Akali. Over 10 CS difference between the top laners. Rakan is heavily poked out by the Xerath. The Ignite and the heal does get exchanged, but Xerath does come ahead with a poke and the Dark Harvest stack. Seems like Xerath is looking for one last Q or W onto the Rakan, but Rakan is able to walk it out. Pantheon is still... Oh, he does engage into the Akali, but the Shroud just comes up. He puts his shield up and backs off. Seems like the mid lane, there are pings going on the mid lane. I'm not sure who it is from. But at level 6 now, Malzahar does have the opportunity to kill Zed. For a Malphite getting into the Malzahar, potentially can kill the Zed before the Zed can kill any of them. Oh, the Malzahar does spot out the Akali. Akali is kind of somewhere stuck in this jungle. She does engage to the Malzahar, but Malzahar does have the press R low outplay button. And he does get put under turret. Akali lives with a sliver of health, but the
No, she doesn't.
Goes in.
What?
Oh, that is...
What a utilization of the Malphite ultimate, is just catching that Akali overstepping. So I am back with a vengeance.
Yeah, so that's a series of unfortunate events for both Malzahar and... I was not sure. I think Akali was just going there to ward, and she was cut out by the Malzahar. Xayah is getting poked out. This lane is not fun for the lovers duo here.
Yeah, and really good gold advantage there from the side of the Varus Xerath. So really punishing. They got double the CS and plates on top of that. So all that pressure really benefiting them.
Yeah, it looks like the bot lane is very much in the favor of the Varus right now. Double the CS. It's just so painful.
Yeah, and we'll see if the side of men's women Torment decide to take this advantage and rotate it into some sort of advantage, because Dragon is up. Now, Cloud Dragon's not necessarily top priority, but it really does help your Camille and Akali get into those positions when rotating.
Okay, I would honestly say if Amber 02 does have the chance to get Cloud Drake, it actually is pretty good for them to dodge out all of the Xerath poke. Movement speed isn't necessary. It's actually a very strong stat, but not necessarily the one you see the most.
And it's not necessarily out of combat, it's also in combat movement speed, so
exactly.
very, very beneficial.
Yeah, so having that little movement speed, especially against a Xerath who's all skill shot oriented, it's really useful.
All right, so looking to see where if this Camille is able to take this top lane, because she's going toward the Pantheon now. There is a pink ward in that bush to see if Pantheon's able to kind of sight it out. So Camille is spotted there.
I want to see the Zed go all on to the Malzahar right now. Malzahar does not have flash or ult. Zed have this little bit of a time where he can just go all in this Malzahar an opportunity to kill him.
That ultimate actually just came up the second you started talking about it, so probably no longer safe for him, especially with Malphite close by. Malphite is looking, but not going to go in for it.
Zed is okay.
No, Zed's going to kind of get away from that. Now, Camille is in the top side jungle, just kind of stealing some of those camps away. Grump is going. Now, Malphite is doing this a little bit of the same thing, at least trying to get a cheeky gank here bot lane, baiting that Xerath Varus in.
Yeah,
here it is. Malphite's in. Malphite ultimate. You got the Rakan combo going it. And Varus ult coming out with heal. He's going to be able to escape with that ultimate spreading. Xayah ultimate with a Malzahar teleporting in. Hopefully going to be able to lock down this. Oh, and she gets the kill. What a play from the Akali. Now they will be able to take that kill back for the side of Amber02. Now we have Zed and Camille rotating bot lane. Now Zed being able to get a lot of trade damage in. Now Zed is going to go down. Camille going to be able to trade with the Malphite, and hopefully with the hook shot coming up here in just a few seconds is actually going to let the Malzahar walk away. So really a lot of action there.
It actually went 3 for 3, but because the Akali had TP, she can go bot side. She was able to pick up a kill. Pantheon does grab a plate here and a lot of minions for himself. It's a 3 for 3 trade. It wasn't necessarily the most one-sided trade.
And just really, it's really going to benefit that Akali in the top lane, getting those kills onto her. Now, a lot of plate damage kind of getting traded all over the place. Now, Rakan trying to go in and save the turret, but getting poked down to half HP. So let's see if Camille's able to take that pressure and just force the dragon without, Malphite coming in, because his ultimate is actually up. So I'm going to be looking to him to see if we get another fight.
Yeah, Malphite taking presence of mind. Getting all of those kills and assists really just takes down his ultimate to maybe like 40, 30 seconds from what it could have been a 30-minute ult.
And really good move there from the side of the Malphite. So, you're looking at a total of 40 seconds off of that ultimate cooldown in total. So now we got deep vision coming from the side that Akali has been maintaining here. So they know Malphite's not on the top side of the jungle. And blue is actually going to force the dragon first, with Pantheon rotating toward the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like they just out-macroed men's women's Torment.
So really good awareness there from Amber02, being able to sneak in the Baron with the Pantheon coming bot. Now there are 5 people in this bot. Now Pantheon is going in with the empowered stun and getting the shield. Zed is going to drop here. Really good job there from the Malzahar getting that trade damage on. And the Aerie really making an impact there with getting that extra damage out.
Yeah, and it looks like the area actually does pay off, and Zed is taking down Malzahar. Malzahar is actually...
Now, Xerath is going to get caught out here. You got the Rakan ult just landing enough. Now, he is going to be forced to flash out. Pantheon ulting bot. Now, Xayah is going to miss the root and actually going to go down, but Pantheon should be able to take this kill. Ignite used. Now, 1 for 2 trade there. Really good job from the side of Amber02.
Oh, that's rather unfortunate. It looks like the men's women's tournament's bot lane was a little caught out. A little bit too close to the other side, not expecting the Pantheon to ult in.
Flying a little too close to the sun there until Pantheon just a little bit higher up comes down and just smashes their faces in. So Zed getting caught out. Malzahar trying to flash ultimate just out of range.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. That does mean a little bit vulnerable now, but he is 3-1. He does have Seeker's Arm Guard. He has the Lost Chapter. He doesn't have to play up in the lane. He can just play back in the turret, basically.
And the half second there it took to cast his E, he should, probably should have just used his ultimate there. That way we're forcing a lot out of the Zed. But hey, listen, it happens. We try to get the little extra damage. Zed was able to just W over the wall and get out.
Yeah,
but
Akali does get a little chip damage on the top turret, but nothing comes out of that.
Now, vision control on the top side here for men's women Torment. We're going to see if Camille is going to go for a little aggressive, maybe try to clear out some of this vision. Now, this deep pink ward here that Akali placed not too long ago is just spotting out this Malphite exactly where he's trying to go and when. So always walk into those bushes if you don't know if someone has warded, just in case, because you might catch a pink ward. Now, Rakan going in, not able to really capitalize too much because of the Xerath stun on that Xayah.
Yeah, that was actually a very good stun from Zeref, just keeping the most of the damage away.
Now you got to
Rakan's
trade topside. Meanwhile, we have the Camille going in pretty deep. Now Malzahar getting the ultimate off. Gonna be getting her really close. And there it is. The kill secured. Now you got the free damage from the Malzahar.
There's fighting in every single lane. That area taking kills from Malzahar left and right. That is a very good summoner spell. We're very lucky that it can actually take kills.
Now, good job from the side of Amber02 getting that Akali top with the Malzahar just kind of squeaking in a 1v2 out. So
yeah, that dive in a Malzahar was very questionable.
I wouldn't say questionable. It was a little aggressive. He got a little too close to turret, and then he started tanking aggros to where it opened up the Malzahar.
Yeah, he
just a minor misstep there. Could have actually netted them a kill.
He had a good idea to kill that Malzahar, but it looks like the Zed was a little too far away from the Camille to follow up on any damage. And Malzahar had ult up. He took 4 tower shots just standing there.
Just couldn't quite get into range. So a great idea with a minor misstep. We'll see if they can kind of take that lesson there and turn it into an advantage there a little down the road. So still the poke coming out on the bot lane. No more turret plates. So all the gold is, farmed from there. Looking at just a slight advantage, not even like 50, 60 gold advantage from the side of Amber02.
Now it looks like the Zyra lane is going to be losing their turret slowly. It is poke after poke after poke. And slowly minions are just chipping away at this turret. Bot lane is going to lose their turret very soon.
Now this Akali in the top lane has to be careful now because that 1v1 on the Pantheon is going to get a lot harder. Now they are men's women Torment is going to take first turret bottom going to the Varus, and they're also going to take top turret as well. So really good advantage there.
Yeah, men's women Torment get a little bit of a macro lead. All of this turret chip damage has actually been very good for them, and now they actually get 2 turrets within 2 seconds.
With another Cloud Drake coming up in 40 seconds, we're probably going to see teams forced toward that. So really close game here to with the top half of the Demacian division. So I'm excited to see kind of how this game turns around because there's a lot of positioning here toward this dragon. See if Amber02 can get a second Cloud Drake.
Yeah, it looks like Zed already paid his QSS tax. I'm still looking for the Akali and the Camille to pay QSS tax. They don't have to pay it now, but it will be something they have to look forward to soon.
And just really heads up plays. So the earlier you get that, even while itemizing toward that Yomu's first, the more effective it becomes because the more times you get to use it. So Malzahar can no longer target that Zed, and if he uses that big ultimate on Zed in a team fight, it could really cost him. So lockdown coming here onto the Rakan. Rakan using the W forward by mistake. Ignite going down. They secured the kill. So no more Varus ult, and Varus gets caught out and dropped in a second there. So Malphite ult is going to be what to watch out for, and there it is right on the lockdown after the Camille comes out of the ultimate. Really big trade damage there from the side of men's women Torment. Pretty even fight. Akali causing havoc in the backline. Malzahar is going to drop to the Cloud Dragon. Oh, there it goes. Oh man, Zaya's getting the Akali. Oh, and Sarah takes her out from the back. Woohoo! Watch your bodies, ladies and gentlemen.
There are bodies littering this river right now. Amber02 loses 4 members. Only the Rakan lives. No, the Rakan actually died.
The Rakan died. It was a 5-4-3. But holy buckets, that team fight was insane.
That Akali did so much for men's women Torment right now.
And that Malphite ult was perfectly timed. Once Camille came out of the invulnerable animation on her ultimate, it just knocked her right up. She could not lend any more assistance to damage. So that kind of bought a few seconds for Amber02, but men's women Torment just ran away once that Akali showed up.
Yeah, that Akali is just destroying Amber02 right now. Amber02 needs something to stop that Akali. They have a Malzahar ult. That's the easiest thing they can stop with. They have a Malphite ult. They have a Pantheon W stun. They have a lot of things. They even have a Rakan charm, excuse me, to stop this Akali. They just need a way to stop this Akali and burst her down before she can do so much more damage than she already does.
And a little bit of what we were talking about, that front-to-back team fight that Amber02 brings, men's women Torment cannot really work with that. But if you get them spread out enough to where then you're fighting a 5v4 with an Akali teleporting directly into the backline, that's going to be a scary place for any carry to be. Oh, and then Malphite all over the wall, catches the Camille, getting greedy for a ward. Now top lane is trading. Varus ult comes out. with Rakan getting locked into the Dragon Pit. Varus. Xerath getting a Dark Harvest stack. Varus flashing forward, getting the combos out and auto attacks onto the Xayah there. Now, QSS used by the Zed, gonna be able to secure that kill. Now, Zed is gonna live here real, 100 health. That mastery there just saving his butt.
That is such an unfortunate fight for Amber. They were cut off left and right. The Varus was able to gun down the Xayah and it just fell apart for Amber, honestly.
And this
they got
was
a pick on the Camille, but everything else after was
map-wide annihilation from the side of men's women Torment with this composition. The Pantheon dropped in the top to the really strong 6-3 and 3 Akali. So, and that's going to be almost a top lane inner turret taken. Now, Pantheon is going to go for the trade, try to get a little bit of a damage done to Akali. Maybe he can get her just low enough to where he can kill her. So his W should be coming up here. Stun, and there it is. Oh, just get the Q. Oh, there it goes. He waited for her to come out of stealth, secures the kill. So got that shutdown gold. Really well done there from the Pantheon.
That's a little bit gold in his pocket, fortunately, but the team is still 3,000 gold behind. It is getting harder and harder for Emerald 2 to catch up to this team.
But little victories. 3,000 gold doesn't happen in one major team fight unless you get really lucky. But if you get these small victories where you're catching these squishy assassins out one at a time, is how you chip away at that gold lead and come back into the game.
Right, but you don't want the gold lead on the Pantheon. You want that gold lead on the Malzahar, which he does have.
At this point, you want the gold lead anywhere that you can utilize.
Yeah,
so,
sadly, that's true. That's true.
And he was able to take advantage of her overstaying for a little bit of the greed on the damage on the turret. So that is really well played from the Pantheon. Get a big item there in the Spear of Shojin. So
right.
I want to see this Malphite set up an ultimate here across the wall, catch out one of these carries on the side of men's women Torment.
Now, I don't usually see Spear of Shojin on Pantheon that much. It's more because a lot of his abilities are channeling, which is really strange to see Spear of Shojin on him.
But if you get into a team fight with your ultimate, kind of like Renekton, you can get off, as long as you're getting off several auto attacks, you can get off a lot of your Ws and consistent chain CC.
I agree, but
that's what we're going to be looking for. That's what this Pantheon is looking for. Now they're trying to catch this Akali out. Now Xayah is kind of walking a little too close there. Now Akali does not go for that. So I think
that Xayah is getting too close. I don't think she's going to go down yet. Okay, she does walk away.
Yeah. Don't be just staring at the mini-map, everybody. Always pay attention to where you're going. Make sure that you're not going into an awarded territory with a fed Akali on the other team. So ward coverage on the side of men's women Torment just kind of scattered all over this top side.
Right, and the Xerath siege is happening. The poke is coming down.
Now, Malzahar trying to get a little bit of trade damage on the bot turret. Zed is running down there, just not going to go for the kill. So, smart move there from the Zed. All right, so we just have... Now, the turret did end up going down. Now, nobody's there for the local gold, so kind of a lost objective. But we have the group up from the Amber 02 happening here in the mid lane. So, see if they can catch out some of, this 1-3-1 from the side of men's women Torment.
Right. Seems like the gold lead for Malzahar gets diminished. The CS lead for top is still humongous, as well as ADC. It looks like the tax for QSS has been paid by the Varus as well. Varus has already paid his tax.
But the more people that have to pay that tax, the more time it gives you to kind of branch out elsewhere.
Seems like Malzahar only has 3 targets left, and one of them is actually really hard to get.
Now, Rakan has almost finished his Zeke's convergence, so that's going to be a really big item for that Xayah in a team fight.
I never realized that Xayah had green wings in the back animation. Now I know.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's a really nice looking skin. Pretty solid animations there, but we have the Baron Dance should be starting up here soon. Now, probably someone who is not advantaged by the Baron Dance is going to be the side of men's women Torment. They need to kind of make some of these picks.
Now, these teams are slowly starting to ward up the Baron now that Baron is a thing. No, there is no Mountain Drake in this game right now, so, well, there will be coming up. But as of right now, there's no team that actually has Mountain Drake, so getting a Baron would be very, very risky. Oh, the Kali is there.
Just clearing some vision. That's all we're doing. You know,
Okay.
they're probably not going to force that Baron with how squishy that Camille is. Just kind of
Yeah.
getting the vision out of there, just trying to get some people on the rotation.
The
So
fact that men's women tournament doesn't have a tank or anyone that's tanky is very hard for them to actually do Baron. At least on Ember, they do have a Malphite that actually is going tank.
and we have the collapse coming in from the side of Amber O2. Malphite ult used on the Akali after the Malzahar ult. Now you got the Varus ult coming out with the Camille just wrecking havoc on that Pantheon's day. Now Rakan into the backline. Cleanse and Flash is used by everybody here. Varus and the Zed just saying nope and out.
Now that the Varus doesn't have any sums, it is very easy to catch him out with any.
Oh, really good ultimate
Zed.
damage there. Now Zed using his ultimate, and Zhonya is coming in from the side of the Malzahar, still going to drop. Unfortunate there. Now Camille being able to kind of get that additional kill there in the Malphite. A lot of poke damage. This should net them the turret.
Yeah, it looks like the re-engage by the Zed actually paid off for men's women tournament. Able to pick up the kill on the Malphite and the Malzahar. I think that's Mountain Dragon for men's women tournament.
So I'm liking the Malphite trying to get these ultimates in. Now he is only catching out one person here and there, and they're just Amber O2 is just not able to take that man advantage and push it into anything more. And that's largely because of the gold deficit.
Right. I think it's mostly because that men's women tournament has been very good at keeping distance from each other. They're not clumping up for Malphite ults.
And that's very important too if they want to make this composition work. Right. So,
and unfortunately, I don't think the Pantheon is paying off. These ults from Pantheon has not been very successful. It looks like Pantheon is gonna have to pull out some great tricks to actually make himself useful in the late game.
He's going to have to now transition to absorbing a lot of that pressure. Now he's doing a good job. He's forcing a lot of these ults to get targeted by the Camille. So it's saving the Xayah at least from being targeted for that. But he needs a few more tank stats to kind of get into that position to where he can live a little bit longer and absorb more.
Right. So looks like everything's just kind of slowing down a little bit as teams are preparing to get Baron. They're putting wards around Baron. People are pinging Baron.
And we want more action. Let's go. I want another big team fight here. And I want to see Amber O2 really utilize that Malphite ult, get multiple members knocked up, get Rakan into the back line, give him time to kind of lock down a few of those members and let Xayah get those autos off.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Amber O2 take a good team fight where there's like just a series of ults that actually hit the entire team.
Yep, and
little fight between.
And we got a little skirmish. Xerath trying to catch out, landing a little bit of poke, but not able to get too much from that. So just push waves and kind of rinse and repeat.
Yep, that's basically Xerath. He just sits away from you and just starts poking you down, sieging you.
Now it's benefiting the team of the side of Amber O2 now that the men's women's tournament is not getting these sideways too much into position. Now top is the only one that's pushing, but Pantheon's going to clear that out real quick. Oh, and actually, Pantheon, they're looking for the collapse on the Akali. Pantheon is still going and is actually going to back off. So,
Akali is just too slippery. She's a ninja, literally.
Yeah, but if you catch her out with the Youmuu's movement speed, you can really take advantage of the lockdown from the Pantheon, stack it with the Malphite. But, she was able to get out. So that Cloud Drake speed really helping out there. So we're just clearing wards. Akali's going to try and slip into the backline.
It looks like items-wise, it doesn't look like there's anything very strange other than maybe Pantheon's Shojin and. No, I think that's about it. Everything else seems pretty standard.
Yeah, and I want to see once Akali shows top. I really want to see Amber O2 just pull the trigger and go, because you can give up one turret here and there because Akali is not going to end the game against a 5-man push from Amber O2, but a full-on team fight is what you need at this point.
I definitely want to see this Malphite charge in with the Pantheon, watching the backline just start shooting off voidlings and feathers and just start channeling this team fight comp that they're built their entire game plan around.
And this Varus is online. We're looking at 2 completed items. We got Ginsu's and Hurricane. So in team fights, he's dishing out damage.
Yeah,
so
and he even has the QSS.
Just completed Infinity Edge.
Oh,
So
he's going to be doing tons.
he is going to hurt. Now, ZZ Rock coming on the side of the Akali for that additional pressure. Now, they were in position. They didn't quite have the back timers on the side of Men's Women Torment. They're not going to force out. They're just going to try and drag Men's Women Torment to them. So Amber02 just trying to get the positioning.
Now, I don't agree on the ZZ Rod. I would have preferred maybe another damage item. Or maybe a safety item like Zonya's. The ZZ Rod gives you definitely speed around turrets. It gives you basically a pushing one lane that's always pushing. But it's just a waste of what seemed to be 2,000 gold for something you could have just coming out with.
And what we're going to see is Akali's just going to go bot lane, probably drop that somewhere, hopefully in that bush right next to the bot turret, and she's just going to drop it in lane. Okay. Just going to drop it bot, and I want to see her rotate mid. I want to see her group up with the rest of the team. Let that thing do its job.
That's an idea. That's definitely something. Oh, okay, just leaves them. That's fine too.
And Malzahar's going to go down there and probably spot this out, so he'll be able to clear it. Not a lot being utilized there from the side of the Akali.
That is a very interesting item. I don't agree on this. I would have preferred Zanya's if she wanted to go a little more defensive.
No, I definitely would have preferred that, or just a general better usage of that ZZ Rod. Force a play while that thing is bot lane. But we're going to see them group around Dragon here.
Yeah, it looks like
just a second. They're going to be able to take it. So Men's Women Torment really pushing that advantage. Pantheon ultimates in. Malphite getting one person forcing the Z to W out. Malphite, Zonia's in the middle of the team fight. Xayah drops. Malzahar drops. Pantheon drops. Just everybody going down. Rakan getting the charms off. But this is going to be a full-on ace.
That was a very good. Oh, Rakan does
Never mind. I stand corrected. We have one person living in the Rakan with 59 HP, just walking away. Now, Men's Women Torment is going to shove the mid lane. I want to see them rotate to Baron. So
that was a very brave Pantheon, I'll be honest. Malphite and Pantheon just said go, but it looks like their team was a little bit too far away. They were not able to combo their team together, or their skills together to actually get us a very successful team fight. It looks like Camille might be taken out by the Baron. Yeah, they don't have enough tank to actually deal with this Baron right now. Varus is actually tanking the Baron. It might be really bad. All right. The smite does go down, and I think Varus does taken out. Yeah, that's a little funny. They do get the Baron, but the Baron is taken out, fortunately. They are going to go back. They are going to start grouping up mid, push for this inhibitor. Akali will be taken as ZZ to either one of the side lanes. Yeah, Amber02, they are struggling. They are nearly 9k down, almost 10k gold difference between the teams. They have not even taken down this mid-outer turret yet, and they are struggling to win a team fight right now. Things are not looking good for them. Strangely, the team that without the Baron does take the inner mid turret and get the push on the team that does have the Baron. But that's mostly because the Varus is out. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be retreating, take their earnings, go back. The next dragon is the Elder Drake, so do not expect another Elemental Drake. This Elder Drake will definitely be very powerful for the team with 3 dragons compared to the team with Polly and Air Drake. It looks like Zed actually finished his QSS to be Mercurial's Scimitar. I would have preferred it to be the last item he actually finishes. I would have preferred GA next. He doesn't really necessarily auto-attack that much for the lifesteal, but it is a little bit useful in one way or another. A little bit of extra AD, and Malphite is kind of in a bad area. Akali does kind of jump over. He does begin to fight the Malphite. Seems like Malphite does have enough MR. Oh no, she does go in for fight, spinning around, and Malphite has to ult out for the Akali, or else the Akali would have taken him down. The Akali, the Camille is snared by Xayah, but it seems like they're just gonna Down there, we get the Baron up cannon minions to chop down this turret down. The Zeref poke is going down with the Varus. It looks like men's women's torment is fanning out and using that Baron buff to its full potential. Whereas it seems like Amber 2 has to find a team fight. Has to find a team fight with the mouse. Gonzalez does go down. Akali is in there trying to kill this Malzahar. Malzahar is struggling to keep this. Oh!
I come back and there is a giant team fight.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
missed out on this team fight that's happening and everything is happening.
Everything happening at once. A big 4-for-0 here from the side of men's women's torment. Malphite coming in, going to be able to secure 1 kill, maybe 2. No, Q's not going to come off cooldown. So
Malphite, you're a little too late. Your whole entire team is already.
Good trade there from the side of the Malphite. So he attempted last-ditch effort. So shout out to them Amber 2 trying to make that composition work. But remember what we talked about initially, that it all came down to execution, and men's women's torment executed and delivered.
Yeah, it looks like men's women's torment was able to get the game they wanted. They wanted a skirmishy game where a lot of fighting involved, so their assassins and their bruisers can take advantage of it. And they got it. Amber 2 never got a chance to actually win a team fight, an actual 5v5. And since they couldn't do that, men's women's torment just ran over them with their more skirmishy champions.
And really good job there from men's women torment, splitting up the map, keeping the Akali always in that side lane so that Amber 2 was forced to match or lose turrets. So really good job there. So any kind of last thoughts about this game and how it kind of turned out? Because looking at the damage graphs, we have really good damage there from that Malzahar from the side of Amber 2. Xayah just never got a chance to get autos off, was always, kind of running for her life.
Yeah, that poke lane, it just really tore down the lovers duo. Kana Xayah never was able to get a pick off on the Zeref or the Varus, considering how much poke they had to go through. The team fight just never happened. Amber 2 either has to think about getting a team fight, or they have to think about another draft because it's not working for them. The versatility on men's women torment's versatility is just too much sometimes. It is crazy how the mid laner is going there and the jungler is not playing jungle, and it's very difficult to draft and ban against this team.
Yeah, just really well done there from the side of men's women torment. I'm not going to take anything away from Amber 2. They had the composition that they built. It, like I said, it just came down to execution, and men's women torment was able to get off to a really good early lead. And they just kind of ran away with it. So hopefully game 2, we kind of see them brush it off a little bit, and that we see Amber 2, kind of draft the same composition. I really did like it. So I just want to see them be able to take advantage of something in the laning phase. Maybe go for a stronger ganking jungler instead of the Malphite until, because those farm to 6 junglers are a little hard to implement into a team. But we are going to take a quick intermission here, just a quick 5 minutes. And then when we come back, we'll be into game 2 and see what these teams are able to bring. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We had an exciting game one of Men's Women's Torment versus Amber 02 with Men's Women's Torment coming out ahead. Now we are going back into the draft of the game two, but we had a lot of flexibility here in game one.
Yeah.
Set up, get teams in.
For game two, I want to see Amber 02 do something a little bit different. I want them to see a little bit something different in the jungle. Make sure that they have an actually early ganking jungler. Maybe not something that relies on level 6 so much to actually engage.
And when I think of early game junglers, I think of like Elise or Lee Sin. You know, I really want to see one of these champions kind of come out from the side of Amber 02. Now, I liked having that Malphite on the team just to kind of force engages. It's just the execution was slightly off with how much Men's Women's Torment was ahead early.
Which
So
I
if
find weird because Amber 02's jungler has only played damage dealing junglers for the past several weeks and decided to pick a tank jungler here. I don't think he feels comfortable not dealing damage. He has a series of damage junglers like Kayn, Pantheon, Graves, Rek'Sai, Yi, and Talia. I want to see him back one of those actually.
it's something that can really make an impact pre-6, because that was our big little criticism from the side of Amber 02 was just that before the Malphite hit 6, so much of the map had already been taken from plates in the bot lane with that poke composition. And then the Akali in the top lane just kind of really pumping out the damage against the Pantheon. So, we'll see what happens, once we get these teams kind of in the pick and ban. Let's see if... Oh, jungler BRB. So can we go ahead and start this? Let's see.
I think the jungler is still away from keyboard.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, I really want to see them Amber 02 try to move into an aggressive jungler and maybe then kind of put a tank top lane.
Yeah, it looks like their jungler is still away from keyboard right now.
Oh, he's back in a sec.
In a sec. So let's think about it a little bit more about Amber or another team comp they can play. The Malzahar was not necessarily the best champion. It was a great champion choice, but
that Malzahar did work, okay? He had the most damage on the team. He probably had the most gold if we go back and look at the gold graph. He had some really key ultimates in team fights, and he was able to kind of keep them in the game. It's just the executions from the side, and, chat is really kind of hammering home on the Malphite. Now, the Malphite was not the worst part of the composition. It's just they couldn't get those executions in place. It happens. Okay. It just was not a great game.
I prefer the top laner. It looks like a top laner for you tend to play tanks, and playing a bruiser tech champion like Pantheon, I don't think he was actually too comfortable on him. I want to see him back on a tank, preferably like a Poppy. If the Shen is probably going to be banned away from him. Probably a Poppy or an Ornn, maybe a Scion if he wants to be extra tanky.
And here we go. We got the bans coming out.
Heavy engage. Yeah.
So Katarina Leona from the side of Men's Women's Torment, again echoing kind of what happened last game. Now some really good adaptation here from the side of Amber 02 with Pantheon and Xerath. So they really didn't like the poke bot lane.
No, they would say no more poke, please.
So same bans here from Men's Women's Torment, just really targeting the side of Amber 02, kind of what they're strong at and what Men's Women's Torment does not want to play against. I want to see what, and there it is, the Akali ban from the side of Amber 02. Wow. So
take away, Amber 02 takes away 2 champions from the previous draft for Men's Women's Torment.
And sometimes when they are performing that well, you just don't want them on it again because they just feel really good after last game. So Yasuo locked in from Men's Women's Torment. Holy buckets, boys.
Fine. You take away my Akali, I'll just play another champion of Yasuo.
So we'll see if Amber 02 is going to take the counter to it. Yasuo can be pretty good, can scale really out of control. But if you shut him down and you don't give him those tools to kind of get additional knockups in the team fight, you can really kind of turn that on its head. So Cassiopeia here locked in from side of Amber 02.
It looks like Sejuani and Cassiopeia for Amber 2. Definitely a heavy, very heavy team fight comp again. Men's Women Torment does have a Yasuo. Yasuo we can play top mid or ADC if you really want to play in bot lane. Does provide something a little bit different than the solo lanes.
Yeah, and what are they going to bring? And there's the Ornn for the
Yep,
top lane.
Ornn
So Yasuo is
taken.
definitely going mid, unless they really want to try and flex at bot lane. But we'll see what other kind of knockups they bring. You know,
I actually do like Ornn jungle. Like it or not, Ornn jungle is actually very strong.
okay. And it looks like we have a Fizz. So you know, it looks like they have Fizz mid lane, Yasuo top. So Braum locked in. Just and I'm loving what Amber 02 is bringing this draft. So they banned the Malphite. They don't want Orf taking that again in the jungle.
Well, they don't want to take they don't want to fight into a
Malphite, yeah. So that would also be pretty drastic. But I'm loving the Braum pick. Now I always love Braum into an Ornn because you can just stop the Ornn ultimate altogether with a really good shield going in the proper direction. So I'm loving how Amber 2 is taking a lot of these knockup utilities away from the side of men's women's torment.
Right.
And there's the Jax.
The last ban, Jax. Yep. Jax taken away. One less carry. It might be a wasted ban of Yasuo.
Yeah, and with 3 champions locked in that are going to be on that top half of the map, most likely, you know, you probably wanted to do one more, maybe either support or ADC ban, but you know, with these teams, you never know where they might send a champion. So they,
yeah, it looks like the Varus is taken by Amber too.
They're going with the Varus Braum. Here, let's see.
Varus Braum.
A lot of slow in that lane. One Braum Q landing on a target with a Varus E stacking on top of it. You're going to be able to proc that passive stun. So you're going to be look out for those picks. Maokai locked in. And we'll see Master Yi. Interesting picks here.
Okay, so it looks like it's probably an orange support with a Yasuo ADC. Master Yi definitely going to jungle, and Maokai definitely going to top.
Yeah, so really good.
Interesting. And the Shen.
And there's the Shen.
Yep, as expected. They did. Men's Women's Tournament did not ban the Shen this time, and Amber 02 just picked the Shen into the Maokai. That is just a pillow fight up there.
Don't pass up because Shen did get a few buffs to hit the damage on his taunt as well as the percent max HP on the Spirit Blade. I'm a big time Shen player because I'm a support main, and if you throw me in another lane, I have to do something to support the team. So he's one of the champions that I love to play and love to take into any sort of like aggressive. So
yeah, I know that Shen does actually do some damage early game. I'm not actually sure how much since I actually play him.
It is a lot because once you hit level 3, you can utilize a taunt in the middle of a minion wave while getting the dodge effect from his W. So a lot of the minion trade damage is not there.
Now there's something spicy from Korea right now, and that's Shen top with Kleptomancy. Are we gonna see that today?
I honestly have no clue. You know, I've seen everything from Shen Aftershock, Shen Grasp is usually the go-to because your taunt sets it up so easily. You auto a few minions, you taunt, you use the Spirit Blade to get the slow and the additional attack speed, and you just unload some autos on the enemy champion. You run into a bush, reset minion aggro, and then you do it all over again, rinse and repeat. So the harass pattern is there. Grasp sets you up for a lot of the health back.
Right.
So
just top. Okay, so it's Maokai support. Interesting. Maokai support, it's okay. It has its own problems because it does any inherent tankiness. Inherent tankiness is something
we might see something weird like a Fizz. No, it's probably going to be that Maokai bottom. So really interesting. You're looking on Maokai, you're looking on landing a lot of those saplings into the bush to stop the enemy support from kind of roaming into those bushes. It also gives you a little bit of extra bonus damage if you can get the sapling onto the carry or onto the champion.
Yeah, that percent health damage is pretty insane. It'd be interesting if the Maokai does.
Yeah, so I am interested to see this Cassiopeia Fizz mid lane because right now it looks like both of them are taking Ignite. We'll see if they switch them out before everything gets locked in.
That would be interesting if Cassio takes Ignite against Fizz. I actually, going against a Fizz, I prefer to take Ignite personally, and it gives me more lane pressure against a Fizz, and actually does give me a lead sometimes.
And Fizz
I'm happy.
Fizz will have to go into auto attack range, so it gives you a little bit more of a buffer to land at. Now, Barrier is not necessarily a bad summoner to take against the Fizz just with all of the trade damage, but if you want to go 1-for-1, sometimes you can even take Exhaust mid. But so
Yeah.
we'll see what these teams are able to bring here.
Definitely not the Janna.
Not the Janna.
That would be not how it works. Okay, so Yasuo bot lane. I would like to say something about Yasuo bot lane. Yasuo solo lane. Yasuo bot lane is not a champion until level 3. That is someone. Oh, I thought he was not going to pick his champion for a second there.
Well, he almost didn't. We almost got kicked out to the other to the lobby again.
As a person who actually play a lot lane, hate me, please. You aren't really a champion till level 3 because you are going to get poked out.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Amber O2 is going to have different this game. They are going to have the lane advantage in bot lane. So if they can use that Varus Braum combo to kind of just take advantage and maybe mop the floor of their Yasuo Maokai, they can take a lot of the trades in their favor and get a lot of that plate money that they missed out last game.
Now, one thing that Amber 2 has to consider now is they can't play a long game. They're against a Master Yi, and they're against a Yasuo. They can't play a long game now. They have to play a game that's short, and they have to be able to lock down that. They have to lock down 3 champions. They have to lock Fizz and a Yasuo.
So I'm not as worried about the Master Yi because Shen, if he gets off a good ultimate into the backline and he gets that Spirit Blade into a good position with the W active, you're going to mitigate all of his auto attack damage. And that gives Braum time to land the ultimate, land the chain CC with the Varus, and just kind of take advantage of Master Yi being out of position. Now this game is gonna come down to all execution because Amber 2 again has all the tools, but we'll see if they are able to use them against the chaotic composition that men's women Torment brought.
Right. I'm looking at these champions, and it looks like Amber 2 got champions they were comfortable with. The top laner does get the Shen. The Cassio's taken. It seems like the Braum even. All of these are very comfortable champions for Amber. The Sejuani did get, I wouldn't say gutted, but she did take a heavy beating this last patch.
And and she really got taken down a few pegs because the percent max health damage to objectives was just absurd when it got to late game, and that's really all it did. It took away a lot of your late game objective control with the max health bonus damage. So
yeah, and that
you still have, and I don't think it's really going to do a lot to her clear speed because you still have 10% at level 1, which is what you started off beforehand on that passive on the Shatter. But you still have all of your CC, you still have all of your normal cooldowns and ultimate, and they didn't even touch the passive armor and magic resist. So I think we're still going to see the same kind of control that we see out of normal Sejuani, able to make early ganks.
She's still a big, heavy tank with a bunch of CC going around. She's going to do just a little bit less damage, and that might just be like that 20 HP that Yasuo walks away with.
But Sejuani is not somebody that you build like Gragas, where you build for the damage. The damage was just inherently there. Now, it took away a little bit of that, but the base damage on all of her abilities remain untouched. It was just that passive that got dropped a few pegs. So
no, I'm surprised none of them has actually picked Jungle Echo, considering how broken it is.
Yeah, and it's a matter of if they've been practicing it. So
yeah,
that might be something that
Jungle Echo though. I'm so sad.
I mean, you saw 4 games of it in Worlds. Was that not enough?
I don't want to see this Yasuo Fizz jungle just killing people, stopping time. But
Yeah.
yeah, nevertheless, here we are.
Here we are, just waiting. We got 38 seconds until we get into this game. Now, Yasuo and Maokai, now you have heal and exhaust against a heal and ignite. So if Braum, now this bot lane is going to come down to, can Varus get the autos when Yasuo's going for a minion? And can Braum get the ignite off before Yasuo uses the heal and get into position to proc the passive?
Yeah, that wind wall might just be the thing that blocks the Varus from doing any damage at all.
And as Braum, if you get an auto and a Q off in auto attack range, you can really get, you can buy some time for the wind wall to drop. Now, as a jungler on the side of Men's Women Torment, which lane would you focus as your priority?
That is a hard one. The mid lane seems to, for some reason. The bot lane does actually look like a good lane to look forward to. You have a Maokai to set up your ganks, and you want the Yasuo to be ahead. But you have a Master Yi. It's really hard to gank as Master Yi.
Yeah. And same thing on the side of Amber O2. Who would you focus on putting that meatball Sejuani pressure?
Take that Fizz down. I don't want to see a Fizz my game. I don't stupid dog skin that Fizz has.
Something tells me you don't like Fizz.
I play a lot of TF.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, a little bit of hatred against Fizz.
Every time he throws the gold card, he troll polls you. So I definitely understand the disdain there. So now, are we going to see these teams go for, same thing last game where they just kind of line a defense? And actually, we're seeing it now. So
they don't have any. Well, actually, Braum is a very good invader since he has his passive. It's basically having like 2 abilities at level 1.
I think with how late they got out of the base, though, they are not going to be able to really take advantage. You got the line of scrimmage here mid lane for Amber O2, and Men's Women Torment just kind of getting off a little easy here. Now, if you do this on the blue side as Men's Women Torment, you're leaving so much information of, I don't know. Are they going for an invade? Now, Maokai, if you start with the saplings, you can just kind of park a few in the bush on, like, bottom
they
pixel
never
bush.
have to face check. They never have to face check because Maokai can throw a sapling in. The sapling would obviously be like a mini ward, so face checking is not something they ever have to do.
If a team playing against Men's Women Torment is doing their research, this is going to be something that they need to look at. What are they doing at level 1? Are they just grouping at the red buff? Because you can really sneak in behind in Tribush, get to where golems are, and get a really easy level 1. Set that Master Yi behind early.
For sure, you have to look at where they are. It seems like Men's Women's Torment is a little slow when it comes to actually putting up a.
Oh, Master Yi going for level 2 gank. Now he's gonna Q forward. He's not gonna get a lot of damage off.
Unfortunately, it's still a Master Yi level 2. You don't have damage. You don't have Fizz does damage out of 1. Yeah. Gasu just kind of gingerly just walks away, just throws an E at him.
No, a little health advantage there in the mid lane, but Cassiopeia is just going to be able to base regen that up.
Yeah, and she does have a healing on her E, if people don't know that. Her E does provide a little bit of healing. And a lot of people don't know, I actually didn't know this either until I recently started playing Cassio.
It gives mana back as well when you kill a...
Yeah, when it gives mana back. It's similar to Annie's Q. If you kill a minion with it, you get your mana back.
Yep, and it's always on that really low cooldown, so it's really good. I always loved playing Cassiopeia mid with the 0.75 second cooldown on your E. Gives you mana and heals you, if you're killing poison targets, so it's really good for noobs like me who can't farm.
Yeah. Ooh, the Yasuo does get hit by the brown Q.
Yeah, not a lot going down there. Varus was not able to get those autos into range, so just Varus kind of getting off, or Yasuo getting off scot-free, getting those autos. Now Shen Ornn in the top lane going a little trade damage in favor of the Ornn.
Yeah, the Ornn percent health damage on W does hurt the Shen a little bit. But Shen can block the auto that procs the Brittle. Oh, Fizz does put it.
Really good Really good attempt there from the Shen just to kind of mitigate that, but he is getting beat down a little bit by the Ornn now. Fizz going for a little bit of a trade here on the mid lane, bringing Cassiopeia to about half HP.
Yeah, Cassiopeia is taking a little low. He does have potions taking right now. She's actually 2 potions, excuse me, in her pocket.
Good vision control there from the Cassiopeia, dropping that in the bush. Now, if oh, and a really deep ward there from the Sejuani. So now we got 2 people mid. Flash and Ignite going down. Fizz is going to get first blood 1v1. Really good job there from the Fizz, just going all in on the Cass.
That Cassio was a little too close to the middle of the lane.
Oh, and we got a fight here coming down from the Sedge. Now, they're going to run through saplings. Now, the root coming down from the Sejuani is going to force the flash out from the Maokai, so...
Yeah, flash and heal from the Yasuo as well. That's 2 summoners on the bot side. Looks like it could be a repeat gank for the Sejuani within a couple minutes here.
Absolutely. Now Exhaust used as well, so all the summoners use bot lane for the most part, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that. So Fizz getting a really, really strong lead here is going to start with that Hextech Revolver, going to make that Cassiopeia's life even more dreadful.
Oh, this is so bad for Cassio. You have a bunch of AP now, and Cassio is just sitting on 1 tome. She has to just scale up now. She has to get her tier. She has to get her... I don't know if she's going out of Aegis. That's a very scaling build, but tier is a necessity, basically. And she's a little slow on getting her items compared to what Fizz has.
It's more of a scaling process with the Cassiopeia, so with Infernal Dragon up first, you know, it's going to be pretty important for them to keep that pressure mid so that they can force that.
Yeah, it looks like Ornn is actually bullying Shenna, which is not how I expected the early game to be. Ornn is actually not a very strong early game champion. Oh, Ornn does go through the little brittle.
We're seeing a slight misplay here from the side of the Shen. We want to see him utilize the taunt into the Spirit Blade for the additional attack speed, but Sejuani is going to be able to force him out. Shen is just not in a position really to assist. Oh, we got the flash forward. Taunt out. So that's going to put him in a very precarious position now. Oh, no, he is going to drop down to minion damage. Oh, man, and Master Yi is soloing the Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, so Master Yi is getting Infernal Dragon, which is super good for them. But it looks like Ornn was a little too confident, and I guess didn't go out well.
No, he tried to make the outplay doing the flash dash into the wall to get that Shen knocked up for the easy kill, but the Shen was able to taunt away and put Ornn into a bad position. Now, Shen got a little greedy there, going aggressive, trying to get the kill. He tried to make the outplay on the W. It just kind of backfired a little bit.
Yeah, so a little unfortunate. He does go back and get...
Oh, and Sejuani's going to catch out this Master Yi, and is going to be able to get the kill. Master Yi's going nowhere.
When was the last time you see Sejuani?
Fizz ultimate onto the Cassiopeia is going to solo out that Cass.
That's really unfortunate. Cassio's 0-2, Fizz is 2-0.
And this is where that Fizz is going to start really taking it home. So they're going to get a lot of trade damage here onto this Ornn in the top lane. He's going to get him really low. They're not going to be able to take him down.
Yeah, Ornn is a thick boy right now. He is really hard to kill for 2 tanks themselves. But Fizz is going to start snowballing, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So Fizz going with that Hextech Revolver early really paid off. So he should be able to get a plate off of this, and then he can go back with that additional gold and get another item. Now, Master Yi is looking toward invading on the blue side, going to steal Sejuani's blue.
Yeah, Master Yi is looking to scale up. He has to start getting attack speed items and AD items, start scaling up Rage Blade.
And he's going to steal that right as Varus and Braum get there with the ward. So
a little unfortunate, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, and Shen sneaking a ward on that Master Yi's blue, outside of the blue, just to try and catch him when he rotates to that buff.
Yeah. Looks like Shen is not.
Oh, good play there from the Shen, getting the taunt and bringing the Spirit Blade through for the additional attack speed. So here is where the trade damage. Now there's a Spirit Blade again coming through. He's going to be able to get that kill. Good job from the Shen. Really good play there. Taking advantage of the Ornn mispositioning.
Man, Orin missing the initial what's that called? Not a body slam. The ramming of the horns?
Yes, the dash. Yep.
Yeah, dash, sure. That really ruined the whole entire Shadow.
And it wasn't that he missed it, is that Shen was able to sidestep out of it. So
Yeah,
really
yeah.
well played there.
So very good job on the shot. He really and unfortunately for Orin, it gets even worse for him.
And we have so basically we have a vertical line in the jungle because Sejuani was able to secure the blue buff. Now Shen going in for the taunt, going to get the Spirit Blade and the W off. Now they're going to be able to secure this after he just teleported back top. Oh, and Sejuani coming out forced. Now gifting Shen over that kill is really going to pay off.
So fed right now. He is the one who has to carry his backline. As of right now, this backline needs him to win lane and shut down this Fizz. Fizz already has an item compared to Cassio's little Sapphire Crystal and Amp Tome.
Yeah, so I want to see now that now that Ornn used his teleport back, he has to run back top lane. So I want to see them force a play mid with the Shen ultimates, and then Shen can get back top before it gets to his turret.
Yeah, I want to see the Shen ultimate used proactively right now.
And full Sunfire cape completed from the Shen. Now, Maokai is going to get spotted out clearing that ward, and they just drop another one in there. Now, Sapperlane is going to get a little bit of additional damage. Cassiopeia, I want to see you go back mid lane, help. And Sedge, I want to see you really help that Cassiopeia out. She really needs it. Top lane should be good. You can put him on an island. As long as you have vision to catch out the Master Yi, I want to see you be able to take that advantage that you've built and let it build itself. Oh, and they can actually just catch the Master Yi out of the just taunt. Now, the Ornn ultimate coming out. And Master Yi is going to channel his full W, wait for Ornn to get there. Ornn is going to flash, dash forward, but he's not going to be able to get the knockup. Now, Smite coming down. You got a Fizz ultimate over the wall. Is going to be onto the Sejuani. He's going to flash to the wall, and he's going to be on a killing spree here. Now, Shen has got to be careful.
Yeah, this is basically Fizz going in, grabbing another kill. I think Master Yi was trying to get the Krugs, but not realizing.
He was trying to go for an invade on the Krugs, but did not have the back.
Not realizing that Sejuani and Ornn was ready for him. I think.
And Fizz is going to go forward here a little bit, just trying to kind of push that Shen out so that Ornn can get some plates. So he's going to see 2 plates here for the Ornn.
So Ornn gets a little bit of gold for his pocket. He's been through a lot of pain.
And there's the teleport back for the Shen. So he's not going to miss a lot of these minions. At least there's that. So good job there from the side of Amber02. Now, Master Yi is running toward this dragon, sprinting even, because they have the first Infernal Dragon, and he's going to secure the second one right here.
Yes.
Maokai's going to just force this Sejuani just to waste time here, and actually they are going to force the Master Yi out of the Dragon Pit, so a really good job there from the side of Amber02.
I think Maokai was getting caught
exhaust
there.
use from the Maokai. Maokai is going to drop, but Fizz is going in now. Sejuani ultimate onto the Varus. Now Fizz ultimate is going to secure that with the Yasuo getting the really good knockup. Shen ultimate is in place, but is not going to be able to get a lot. Sejuani dashes back in, probably to her own death here. Unfortunate, but side of Men's Women's Torment.
So bad. He is definitely going to be carrying this team.
And Men's Women's Torment able to get everybody in place and take advantage of the gold advantage again. So double Red Dragon for the side of Men's Women's Torment with a lot of carries.
This Fizz is very, very happy. 2 Inferno, 5 kills. It's going to be so hard to shut him down now.
Yeah, and red buff to boot. Now, that Cassiopeia has to be very careful. Now, she just completed tier to see if she can start stacking it. But with the amount of carries that the Men's Women's Torment has, I want to see if they can close this out in a decisive fashion.
It's going to be very difficult for them to find a place where...
Now, Sejuani going aggressive onto the Maokai. She gets the passive stun off.
Flashes for the Maokai. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
and a missed flash there from the side of the Maokai. Kill going over to Sejuani.
So unfortunate that Maokai missed his flash. That's his
and we got to fight top lane. Now this is where Shen really starts to take advantage. He's got Sunfire Tiamat. Now Cassiopeia is getting dove on. Now Fizz did miss the ultimate by just a hair.
Yeah, it looks like because he missed the fish, the Cassio was able to this time around, but you have another 30 seconds before the fish does come back and the shark comes to bite you.
Yeah. And we're looking at this gold advantage.
That shield was a little awkward, okay.
Hey, it happens. You get a few, all right?
Yeah, everybody gets those problem shields.
He was anticipating the Ornn ultimate all the way from top lane. We'll give it to him, okay?
It looks like.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know about Braum is that it will block initial damage. It doesn't matter which direction you point it. So somebody like Karthus, you can point it in any direction. It will block that damage on the ultimate.
That sounds so wrong.
Well, it is.
You have a shield. It's not blocking something that's raining down onto your head.
Yep. Now it absorbs those projectiles, but it just blocks the initial damage. So you can really kind of use that mechanic to kind of get out scot-free a lot of time.
Yeah, I guess that works that way. I think that shouldn't be how it works, but okay.
It shouldn't. It should work more like Pantheon Shield, where if you're blocking toward the source of the damage, it should block that damage. But it is what it is. Just a little tip there for the support people. Now Fizz going deep into the turret, getting the fish off. Oh, and the Cassiopeia ultimate, and he's grounded. He can't go anywhere. He's going to get the 850 gold shutdown. He's still going to drop.
850 gold killed. Cassio does die, but she does get 850 gold for just killing this Fizz. She finishes the last chapter immediately.
With still 1,000 gold, you should be able to finish your Archangel staff here in just a moment.
Yep, Shiny just has to kind of taunt out, look a little awkward.
So really good trade there from the side of Amber02. Cassiopeia getting that, Fizz getting a little aggressive. Ornn might be caught out. He's going to use a Blast Cone over the wall. Shen's going to land a taunt on the Master Yi. Ornn getting blocked by the Braum. And a really good knock up here from the side of the Ornn, but I don't think they're going to have the damage here to turn it. Yeah, so, and here comes the Yasuo. He's going to get a little too greedy here. Shen flash taunt. Sejuani just a hair off of that knockup.
Yeah, it looks like Amber02 definitely won that too.
Oh, and here's the Fizz. Is he going to be able to get the cleanup? His eyes are looking pretty big. Oh, heal coming out from the side. Whew.
Yeah, he just
got there from the side of the Varus, just barely getting out.
Yeah. That Fizz is very, very fed, very, very strong.
And the Shen's trying to go back in.
That Shen is going in. I don't think
he is just going down there from the bleed.
Oh no, the bleed.
Really close fight there on a knife's edge on either side. It could have gone either way with only Shen going down at the end there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Shen is the fed one on the red team, so...
He is, but at this point, you can just sit him in a side lane, and somebody has to go meet him, because Tiamat, Sunfire Cape Shen, and Jorum's Fist is going to push like a madman.
I want to see him use his ult proactively. I don't think I've actually seen him.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can do it before this Fizz goes really deep onto the Cassiopeia again. So it's going to come down to communication. Can Amber02 execute with the Shen? Now Braum is here. He's going to interrupt. He's going to get the stun off. And Fizz is getting caught aggressive. So good job. Good roam there from the Braum. Props to you, sir. Very good positioning. And this should let them take the mid turret. Master Yi has to run there quick.
Yeah, it looks like Braum got a sniff at what Fizz wanted to do and played it like he should, and they got him. They got his mid laner a kill.
And Sejuani getting a lot of trade damage bot on the Maokai is just going to force them off the turret. So really giving Amber02 the time to get the damage on the turret. Let's see if they can kind of finish it off, because Fizz is not even up yet. Still 5 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like the mid
first turret.
Yep, Amber02 definitely gets that mid turret. It looks like they're rotating to an Ocean Drake. Get the thing for themselves for once.
And they absolutely needed that really huge gold swing, because we were looking at, multiple 1,000 gold deficit from the side, and now Varus ultimate coming out, Windwall not catching that. Sejuani ult stacked on top of it. Yasuo is going down 450 gold over there to the Varus, and another kill going over to the Cassiopeia. So the Cassiopeia really getting rewarded here for mispositioning from men's women Torment.
Yeah, it looks like Seems like men's women's tournament was just cut out. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that the bot lane and the mid laner was heading to the side, taking care of the dragon, and they just botted them out and took a kill.
Now, Ornn is going to secure that top lane trade, so that's at least a little something back. Now, Shen is going to land a lot of the trade damage on him. Let's see if Ornn is able to get out.
I don't think
Ornn's coming up here in just a second with Master Yi is at that Rift Herald. So Shen is just going to be able to, so close, get that last auto. Almost got it.
Okay. I was going to say, it would be really funny if Ornn actually died. But
it would be and it wouldn't for the side of men's women Torment, because if with Shen beating him up this much, you don't want to give him a kill on top of it. So Rift Herald, they're able to be secured from the side of men's women Torment while Shen was top lane. So they at least got something back. Let's see if they were able to utilize that. Maybe bot lane kind of secure that turret. Because Fizz should be able to get this mid unless he gets caught out.
Right. This Fizz is still
and here it is. Blue Smite coming down. Dash and his Cultural is on cooldown right now. Sejuani
just walks out.
Yeah, Sejuani no ultimate, not going to get a lot from that other than forcing him away.
Yeah, and the troll pole does come out. He just dashes away.
So Yasuo has to be careful. He has the Phantom Dancer. He just doesn't have the Infinity Edge just yet. So he can't really 1v2 as much with Braum passive kind of coming out. Let's see if they can get the wind wall coming out for safe.
Oh, that is a very clutch wind wall that stopped.
And Malphite ultimate used, nothing gained. So use that information. Try to pressure this bot lane a little more, get that turret. Sejuani's actually going to force mid. Ultimate is up. Smite is up as well. Master Yi is here as well. So Sejuani passive is going to mitigate a lot of the initial Fizz damage.
Yeah, it looks like the Shen is bullying out this Ornn.
And despite the fact that he is getting the Shen is getting this gold, he is still down a little bit in CS. So we're going to see if he can kind of catch back up here.
Yeah, it looks like Fizz is the middle of 2 items. He has the secret armor finished into his Zanya's. And it looks like that Sheen is going to be built to Lich Bane very soon. Yasuo should be very close to an Infinity Edge, which will make him much more of a powerful champion right now.
Yeah, he's only a few hundred gold away from being able to complete that, probably about 500. And then he'll be able to complete that entirely. So that's when that Yasuo is going to come online. But we'll see how the team fights go, because Master Yi actually just channeling the Rift Herald mid lane. They're going to use it to just get down this mid turret. So really good play, really opens up the map.
It's a little late for plates, but it will definitely take down that mid very soon. Yep, the mid turret does go down from Shelly.
And he's going to get this additional charge off on the inner turret. So really good job there. Really good benefit, just getting the turret down and opening the map, letting that Fizz roam more. You see that they've moved the vision line up. They're starting to kind of get it toward that blue buff again. So Fizz roaming bot lane. We're going to see if he's just running toward this Varus. Is Varus going to stand there, or is he going to run? He's got to pay a little bit of respect. So, good flash there. Flash force from the Varus that would have taken him out. Now Varus coming out onto that Fizz. Now Zonya's N1 wall going to be protecting him. Now Fizz is just going to take down the Varus.
Yeah, and that Fizz just goes in and Varus.
They're going to get all 3 kills, so that should be turrets here. So really good.
Now Master Yi's got his items. Something happened topside and Ornn died. It looks like Cassia went in for a gank, and
really good 4-man focus there from the side of men's women's Torment. Going to open up that bot lane. Just going to secure that tower. They're going to push it to the inner turret and then rotate right to Dragon.
Yeah, it looks like at this point in the game, Master Yi is getting it pretty strong right now, even with just the warriors. Yasuo is just farming up, but Fizz is super fed. Master Yi is getting there. It's getting harder and harder for Amber02 to get any sizable lead.
We need to see Amber02 utilize that Shen ultimate a little bit more.
I don't think he actually uses.
Well, they need to, because that should have been a 4-on-4. That could have been the defining moment for turning that team fight. But we'll see if they can put him into the bot lane, get a little bit of pressure, and just kind of have the 1-3-1 with the Cassiopeia top.
For sure, they really need to take that ult, and they need to be proactive. preferably, or reactive if necessary. They need to protect that Varus against that Fizz, and Shadow seems to be one of the better tools.
So Fizz ultimate down now. He
Okay,
was
the
not able to
Shark
get
is down.
anybody.
The Shark
So,
is down. That's good.
And we have a full 5-on-5 coming with Ornn coming, or sorry, 4-on-5 because Maokai is still in base. They are going to force this fight, so Bromshield is going to stop. Is not going to stop the knockup. Oh no! Big play there from the big play there from the Ornn, able to get the knockup onto 3 people. Now Yasuo is going ham in the bot, but he is still going to go down. Now Cassiopeia can turn this fight. Maokai ultimate from off screen is going to be able to catch this. Varus, run, Varus, run!
But there's the Master Yi.
He's a flash, and he's going to get the root, and Master Yi cleans up the Cassiopeia. So Team 8 here from the side of Men's Women Torment for 2.
Yeah, that started like they went so well for Amber 02 at the last part, but it looks like Master Yi just came in and started taking his Samurai Blade and chopping a snake down.
And props to the Ornn landing the defining ultimate there because he got 3 people knocked up for the Yasuo combo. So
yeah, that was
really good job.
That was like a 3 people knockup, and that really just knocked down Amber.
And that turned the fight in their favor. Otherwise, that would not have gone well.
I don't believe they'll take anything other than Dragon. Maokai does go in. Interesting, but he's just gonna.
They're going to get a little bit of this pressure now. Maokai's not going to be able to get a lot.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
And he's not going to lose a lot if he just he's going to be able to get out. You don't want to really blow a lot on the support Maokai.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go. We just kind of reset here. Big golden infusion there from the side of Men's Women Torment. They were able to spend a lot of that gold. The only person really left is Master Yi now, sitting at 1,900 gold.
Yeah, that Master Yi is getting fed. He already has an upgraded Bork. I don't know what an upgraded Bork is called. It is called Might of the Ruined King. So Mork.
Mork, yeah. The Mork is out, ladies and gentlemen. Mork is out. So they're going to be able, Fizz and Yasuo are going to be able to force this mid lane turret. Now, let's see if they get caught out a little too aggressive here. Shen taunt missing just a little bit. Now, there's the Sejuani landing onto the Maokai. Fizz in the backline getting interrupted by the Braum ultimate into the taunt. So really good 2 for 0.
Blown up. That Fizz gets blown up and he gets CC'd, and that's what exactly what happened. And
you saw Braum there just kind of saying, okay, listen, I'm sorry I missed that Braum shield. I'm going to make up for it by getting this Fizz knocked out of his ult or his dash forward with my ultimate and turn that. Now they can force the Baron here. They have the damage and they have the ability to turn on a knife's edge. So Smite is up for both of these junglers. Now no ultimate from the side. Braum ult is gonna stop, or Braum shield is gonna stop the Ornn ultimate. So they're gonna risk it. So Baron down to 2,000 HP. It's gonna go down. Oh, and the Smite steal! Oh my God, the fight is coming.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Torment, huge steal here now.
I think they get a kill on Ornn as well. Yeah, they definitely kill the Ornn.
The only people right now with Baron, the only person with Baron is the Maokai because Master Yi was able to steal it right before Fizz respawned. So,
that's so unfortunate.
Fizz ultimate come out just off.
And the Shark does miss the Shark.
Oh my gosh, no! Cassiopeia is gonna live with 100 HP. Now Sejuani's probably gonna go down here.
Yeah,
there it is.
Might have just sacrificed herself for her mid lane.
So really good save there from the Sejuani, keeping the Cassiopeia alive. So good job there. Good little teamwork there. Little I will remember you moment. But Amber 02 forcing the Baron and Master Yi going in there and stealing. And now one person left with Baron buff on the side of Men's Women Torment.
Yeah, now that's just really unfortunate for Amber. Now
so they got a lot of gold and a lot of kills on that fight though. So 5.5K gold lead right now for the side of Men's Women Torment.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a struggle for Amber to catch up. They do still have a Castillo and a Varus for the late.
And they're not doing really bad in these fights. They're able to compete, especially with those few times where they've caught the Fizz and Maokai out. They just need to keep the coordination going. So we'll see what happens in the climax of game 2. Baron is kind of where we're going to see most likely the next major team fight, unless teams want to kind of fight over this Ocean Dragon in a minute.
Now, I want to see, did Shen use his entire team fight? I hope he did. I hope I'm not just picking on him. I really feel bad now. I hope he used his ult.
I'm not sure, because every time we've seen these teams fight, they are always in, that Shen is always in the middle of the team fight. So I'm not sure if he has had a chance to get off that ultimate.
Yeah,
but
that's really unfortunate. I don't think. Oh, Fizz is gonna maybe.
Oh, Fizz Shark coming out onto the Cassiopeia is going to ground him, but still going to knock up and get the Yasuo combo and dead.
1, 2, 3, and the snake goes down. Really unfortunate.
A really quick combination there from the side of the men's women Torment. So really capitalizing that Cassiopeia. No boots. You can't run away if you don't have any boots on your feet, right? Stepping on little.
You can't buy boots.
Stepping on branches and stuff, you can't really run away.
But she slithers. What?
Yeah, well, listen, it hurts if you don't have boots there to protect.
She's a snake. She doesn't need boots.
Everybody needs boots.
Where is she gonna put her boots?
Just right on the end of that tail will protect her. So, Master Yi, while we're talking, just takes the Ocean Dragon. No one's really in a position to contest. Cassiopeia coming up now. We'll see if Amber 2 can kind of turn this tide.
Okay, so Castiel needs Anya's. That's how she's gonna survive against the shark. She needs Anya's ASAP.
And we'll see if the itemization is able to come out here. Now, just a lane reset, not much going on right now until we see these teams start to siege. And we're probably not going to see that until the next Baron buff comes up.
Right, exactly. And it seems everything's going to be standard right now. The Baron buff did expire on the Maokai, so it seems like men's women's Torment is not going to be pushing with that.
And right now they just want to pick up this CS that's kind of coming toward them. They want to kind of reset, hit the even more item power spikes. You got a QSS coming out for the side of the Yasuo. So if Sejuani tries to lock him down, he has a get out of jail free card there.
Now,
Varus, on the other hand,
something that we didn't actually hit on was how much Orin is giving gold to his team. Because every upgrade is worth about 1,000 gold worth of stats. And he's already upgraded the Bork to the Mork and the IE on Yasuo, as well as the Sunfire Cape on the Maokai.
Yeah. A lot of
gold.
A lot of big items. Now you're seeing the Maokai is not itemizing for the support. So he is going as an additional tank. So he is going to be even harder to kill.
Yeah, and it's just getting harder and harder for Emerald.
And this is one thing you can do as a support if your team is this far ahead and you are able to kind of get the gold, is you can just itemize completely for tank stats or damage depending on who you're playing. And you can still be even, that much more of a benefit because you are then a second tank. Now, Fizz is trying to catch somebody out in the jungle. Now, they have vision on this Fizz, so not going to be able to get much. Dragon respawning in 40 seconds.
That Fizz is getting death cap next. He's not getting voiced off. He's just saying, through the Sejuani, I'm going to kill that. And
he's kind of proven that he can really deal damage to that Sejuani. He's killed her once or twice by himself. So 11 kill Fizz, pretty strong.
That bleed damage on a W, just percent max health too. It just hurts so much. It looks like everything's just kind of calmed down though.
We just have waiting now. They don't know it, but they could really catch this Maokai out and kind of turn the fight, get an odd man advantage as Baron's respawning. But he's able to kind of throw some saplings, kind of go reset a little bit.
Yep. The QSS actually does go through the, which makes sense. He does want to survive against Taunt and the CC that the Amber team can actually throw at him.
Yeah, and Master Yi itemizing for just damage. He's got the Ginsu's, Frozen Mallet, and the Might of the Ruined King. Now, he doesn't have a QSS to get out of Shen Taunt. So if he gets taunted and locked down, he's dead.
Yeah, that's how Master Yi goes. Once you get CC'd, you are pretty much dead, but pretty much the CC should be trying to.
Oh, and Fizz ultimate coming out is going to land onto the Cassiopeia. No QSS or anything to get out of that. Just drops. Fizz Zonia is now Braum ultimate able to absorb, or Braum Shield able to absorb the Ornn ultimate. Now Sejuani dropping. Braum ultimate coming down across the team, but not a lot is going to be able to take advantage. Just an entire clean sweep from the side of Men's Women Torment. They can end.
Game. I think that's game. They don't have a minion. They have to go back to get
Oh, man. Well, if you don't have minions in position, just send a few people. Ornn and Master Yi can just two-man Baron while the rest of the team is just using that to push. So Master Yi is actually just going to go solo. Hey, man, I don't need any help. I got this. Now, he is going to drop a little low here.
He does have an Ocean Drake and a Mountain Drake.
It's not going to be enough. So one thing about tanking Baron is he reduces the damage that you deal by 50% if you are the person that is tanking. So you do need a little bit of buddy system there to tank it. So they got the inhib Baron. Clean sweep from the side of Men's Women Torment. Just 5-for-0 ace. Amber 0-2. So
they take inhibitor, they take Baron, they take several turrets. Oh, no.
This is going to be a tough one for Amber 0-2 to be able to turn, but that is not going to stop them. They can still come out. It's going to come from a major catch on the side of that Sejuani or Braum being able to, or Sejuani, Braum, or Shen being able to lock down a priority member in a team fight to be able to turn that in their advantage.
Definitely, they need to find a team fight. They need to shut down that Fizz. They need to somehow stop that Master Yi from going on the back line.
Now, triple Infernal Dragon for the side of Men's Women Torment. Now, Yasuo is sitting on 434 AD alone. Master Yi, another 399. Now, AP on the Fizz
is sitting on 830 AP.
With a full Zonia's upgraded. He is finishing. He basically is waiting to finish his Void Staff right now. He just needs the gold for it.
Yeah, with this, he's gonna get 900 AP easy. He is going for that 1000 AP one shot. YouTube highlight right there.
YouTube highlight real indeed. Now, mid inhibitor was the only thing taken. I want to see Men's Women Torment really push to the side lanes. Use that Baron buff. This is where we see a lot of teams kind of flounder a little bit or misstep instead of being able to close out those games after they get an advantage like they just did. They have triple Infernal Drake. Now, Sejuani dashing forward, not going for the ultimate. So good eye there, knowing that the Fizz has the dash. Master Yi just running toward the top lane. So Master Yi can end this game. I want to see Men's Women Torment force a fight. Keep all 5 of those members. Let Master Yi just end the game by himself.
Okay, so the Sejuani.
Here it is, Windwall coming out. Braum ultimate, Fizz ultimate coming down, and a really good knock up here. So this is exactly what they're doing. They're forcing a 4v5, and they are winning handedly. All of the members right now just scattering into the wind.
They're just too strong.
Last one left.
They are just too strong. They have too many items. Fizz is too strong. And it just seems like that Amber...
And they're just going to stop the back, and this is going to be the game here. So
yeah.
So really good job. They're forcing that fight. That's what I wanted to see from them. So good job from Men's Women Torment being able to secure the 2-0 on tonight's game. So that should lock them in for that first spot.
And if this is the preview to the final of the Demacia League, Amber 0-2 is going to have to pick it up before playoffs because...
Well, just minor tuning here and there, just kind of getting these advantage, because they had many opportunities here throughout the game where the gold was evened out from a play, like the Fizz misstepping multiple times.
They definitely made great plays. That one Braum play against that was beautiful. They need to make that more consistent. They need to be able to protect their backline a little bit better.
Just a little more practice will be able to get them, because they had and they had the composition that they could put Shen in the side lane. They just were not able to utilize it because of Men's Women Torment was setting the tempo for the game. So
and it definitely
great games
made this far. So they're definitely a very good team in Demacia.
So great games from both teams here. Yeah. Really exciting matches. So let's see if we are able to. So if we can get one person from the Men's Women Torment into the post-game interview here, let's see if we can get
somebody here
real quick. and we'll go ahead and move up.
Let's see if anyone's in.
Let's see if we can get Delta to move down here. Really good game from the side of men's women's tournament, both games. Now, they had pretty consistent advantages in both games. Now, a few missteps here in game 2 toward the mid game from the Fizz just getting a little overly aggressive. But they were able to kind of eventually close it out and with a really big team fight, which kind of snowballed that advantage. So really good series from both teams. Just minor things from the side of Amber O2. They did really good, working their composition on most aspects. I just want to see kind of them utilize that Shen in the side lane to force that pressure, because Shen can really, he can take turrets. He might not look like it, but he is really good turret taker with itemizing or going on for the demolish.
Yeah, for sure. I felt like they didn't utilize the Shen in the side lane as well as they could. But they played that game pretty well. They could have won if they were able to shut down that Fizz one way or another.
And they had several opportunities that they took advantage of. It's just they got to a point where they just could not lock him down anymore with how slippery he is with the troll pole and the Zonias and the Hextech Protobelt. So
yeah, he was getting too slippery for them. And I guess they didn't have enough CC. Oh,
all right. And we have Tim here in the interview. Good game coming out here from that top lane Ornn. Now, how was that playing into Shen?
Well, I feel a little bit pressure about it because I get a few solo killed by Shin in mid game. So, but my team carries me. So.
Hey, listen, if you know when to be carried, there's a difference between just kind of over forcing and knowing when to kind of just sit back and let the team do the work for you. So I like the itemization there at the end of the game, going into the Knight's Vow and Redemption, really kind of picking up the slack from your support Bob, who just really wanted to go ham in the tank. But no, I mean, just really well played game. Now, what was your communication like throughout the game? How did it kind of move throughout the team?
Because we get we decide to have something fun, and that's why we pick this Ornn and Yasuo.
Okay. I mean, it's a really good combination. So it was really well executed. You had a really good knock-up opportunity where you kind of caught the Braum unaware, where he could not get the shield off in time to stop.
Well, thanks to the Maokai.
Thanks to the Maokai.
I give the credit to the Maokai.
All right. Well, the true team player there, man. You really are, carrying in that support role by being flexible enough to go into the top lane and just not fall so far behind that you couldn't really get it out. So any sort of last words? Anything for Amber O2?
I'll say this is the most pressure fight that we had the first game. So I'll still say GG.
Awesome. Good games all around. Very well.
Really great games. I think with this, you just pretty much solidify yourself as the very top of the Demacia League right now. So,
I guess.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one game at a time. Now, who do you guys play next week?
I don't know. I didn't see the schedule.
Okay. Well,
usually our captain will do that job.
That's the job of the captain. So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, really good game, Tim. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Shout out there to Amber O2. Really good job on the games. But I think that about does it for us for tonight. Men's Women's Torment and Amber O2 in tonight's Demacia game. Men's Women's Torment 2-0 up on the board. So they are going to take sole possession of that first place. So really good game from the teams tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm BucciBoy989. With me is Delta Terra and Shadow hosting. So thank you very much. And everyone have a good night.